Good afternoon, hello, whatever time it is. Hi, it's afternoon for me. I just got off work. My brain, again, is foggy. I am bookish artist Mandy here, and I am writing about my top pens of 2024. I have a list of different videos I'm trying to get through, and so this one is my pens. I have been really thinking about this, and honestly, when it came down to it, I thought about the pens that I am reaching for, that I want to buy, like every pen that comes out in colors and what I reach for all the time, what's always in my bag, and which ones that I love the most. And honestly for 2024, because I still feel like I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to this stuff, I was picking pens that people recommended and that I enjoyed. So a lot of these pens, I do have many pens in the color, because when I get obsessive with something, I have to like Pokemon catch them all. Excuse me. But that's kind of it's kind of where it is at. So I also wanted to mention that this is my Hobonichi notebook that I got, and I have started doing, like Karina loves to plan. I'm doing a whole bunch of different ink like explorations and everything, and I haven't filmed any of that. I'm just kind of playing around with ink and figuring out what I like and trying different what are those things called? Zentangles. And so, and it's so funny because I come up with my own already because I'm bored of what people do. I don't know. I'm just, that's who I am. Anyway, that's beyond the point. And for some reason, I have green ink all over my hand. And guess what? This is from a gel pen, because I don't have green ink here, and I was using a gel pen at school today. So, oh, awesome. Even gel pens can give you ink hands. So there we go. However, so I'm going to start, like I said, I didn't have a really hard time narrowing it down. I literally opened up my book. I've been thinking about this video for a few weeks now. Like, what are my top pens? What are the pens that I love the most? What are the pens that I reach for the most comfortable, the most everything? And I did have a couple that I got towards the end of the year that I think will make my 2025 list, but I didn't want to include them because I got them in like November and December, and yes, I love them. Esterbrook SD, I'm looking at you, but I just didn't want to put them in because I just haven't gotten to know them as well. And one of the things that I have learned from the pen community is like really getting to know your pens. And that is one of my big goals for 2025, is to really get to know my pens. And so I really narrowed it down to the ones that I've had for multiple months and that I've really just loved. So I have these listed, and I will go from not worst, but like least favorite, like to most favorite. So like the top 5, starting with number 5. And number 5, which is surprising to me because I didn't even like really have the Pilot Kakunos on my radar until this year. I have a Vanishing Point Decimo that is an extra fine that I actually really don't love, and I'm considering letting it go or getting a medium nib to put into it. And because I'm left-handed, I do have to tip my book here, so you'll see that. But the Pilot Kakuno is one of those that this particular one was $13. I don't even think it was that, but I love it. I actually have the converters from the Mahjong A1s that I get off AliExpress because I don't like any of Pilot's converters. But this one, compared to the VP, I don't know what it is about this one, but this one I love. And I have a video I'm going to be doing here in the next couple weeks based on Pilot Kakunos, because I am getting all the new ones, and I have a couple of them already and more are coming because I just love these. They're just a really great like throw in your bag pen, and they work really well. This one is a fine, and I think for me the nibs do matter, so this one is a fine, and I think Pilot Kakuno in a fine nib, not extra fine. I do have one extra fine and not a medium. I like them, but the one that I reach for is the Pilot Kakuno in a fine. That would be my number Number 5, one of my top pens. I am trying to stop myself from getting like 30 of them because I don't need that many. Okay, so then the next one, and this was a hard to pick which one's 4 and which one's 5, or which one's 4 and which one's 3. And I'm still looking at them, and I think I'm going to switch them. But number 4 is the Asvine P20. This is a pen that is like a $25 pen on Amazon. It has a really good nib. This particular one is an extra fine, and I grabbed the extra fine, but I actually think of all the Asvine ones that I have, I think I prefer extra fine if I'm going to keep the nib. Most of these, however, because I really like the Yovo nibs, I have taken out the whole unit out of the feed, whatever you call it, and then I've put in with this feed, so is it like the nib house? I've taken it out of the house and put in a Yovo nib, and I've gotten those from all over. I think my newest one is from Kirk Spears Pen Realm, and so I just really love this pen. Is so comfortable. They are beautiful. I think I have four or five of this one because they're so affordable. And then once you get the like really good nib in them, they're great. But I kept, for my list, I did keep the regular nib, and this one I actually like to have the nib on. So right now it's got Wearing Ghoul Lost in it, and the ink is about done. Like, because I use this one all the time. Like, and I think if I remember correctly, I can't remember if Lost made my top inks, but it should have if it didn't. But yeah, these two, the Pilot Kakuno and the Asvine P120 or P20, not P120, P20 are my two finest nibs. So this extra fine is kind of like a fine in other nibs. It is thicker than the Pilot Kakuno fine, which is amusing to me, but I really like the medium, the fine, and the extra fine in the Asvine. So I switch these out all the time, and depending on what color of the pen I want. But this pen is so comfortable. I just love it, and I love all the colors it comes in. I really hope they come out with more colors because I need more. But I love the Asvines. Yeah, I don't know. I do prefer, they have the Asvine, this is why I was putting a 1. I do have Asvine's V126s, like these, and I do love them too. They are just as comfortable, but I don't like back fillers as much. They're hard to clean for me, and I don't like them, but I do have them, and I would say if you like back fillers, get the back filler. If you like the piston filler, get the piston filler. They're the V126 versus the P20. This one is a little bit like slimmer as a pen, so I find this one to be a little bit more comfortable for longer writing, but the like way that it picks nibs, or like not nibs, like you pull ink in, I just don't like back fillers that much, because I think you have to, like, when you have to untwist it, and I just want to open my pen and go, and so like that's not always the way with back, because they have that nice seal. So that's why that one didn't make my top, but the P20 did. And I love these. I have a pink one. The pink one was my first one. It's like the gradient purple. And I have amber, I have a blue one, and this one. So yeah, I think I only have 4, but I definitely will see myself getting more, because I have two different like cases. This is my like fancy pen case that I keep at home, but I do like to keep them in here. These are the ones I'm using, and then this is my travel case. So I have pens that are under $100 in here. Some of them are a little bit higher priced, but then I don't feel like if I lose this, it's going to be the end of the world. But like this pen case has my like one pen, my platinum pen that I just got. That's worth a lot, and I don't want to take it out of the house very often unless I'm going to like a family event. So I keep them separate. Just a random tangent. Okay, now my next pen surprises me not, and that is my TWSBI Ecos. TWSBI Ecos are like literally my like first pen that made me fall in love with fountain pens. I know that a lot of people have issues with them and that they can have crackage and they can have breakage. At $30, if I break one of my Ecos, it's not the end of the world. I love that I can take them apart and that I can swap things out. I have never had an issue where me pulling the nibs out to clean has caused any issues. And it's not to say that people haven't, but I am really good with my Ecos. I love them so much. This Cafe Bronze one is my favorite. I love my rose gold ones too, but I have so many. I literally have so many Ecos. I think I have 30 if I counted correctly last time. I have 30 Ecos and like multiple of the same color because I have issues with completion and collection and I want them. But these are ones where if a friend loved it, I would give it away. Not this one. Not any of my like fancy rose gold or bronze ones, but the other ones, especially ones that I have like 2 of, that's fine. And I do think of the 2, I prefer the Eco over the Eco T, and I prefer a medium or a broad nib. However, these ones that are coated like this bronze or the rose gold, I really like the fine, and it just writes a little smoother and a little thicker. So for my number 3 spot, I'm going to put 3 here. For my number 3 spot, I'm going to say the TWSBI Eco because it is literally, I always have at least 1, if not 1,000 of these. I say 1, if not 1,000 of these. TWSBI Eco pen. I'm just going to say TWSBI Eco. What am I doing? Of these inked all the time. Like, and they hold so much ink. I'm getting better at like not filling them all the way, but yeah, what's also great is that they can sit for like a month and still work perfect. So this one is a fine nib, but I would say the medium nib and the other, like in this just plain steel is where is like my bread and butter. But I really struggled with where I was going to put this one. And I don't know if I've mentioned TWSBI's very often in my like pen and ink, but TWSBI Ecos, they like, I had a Lamy to start with. The Lamy Safari is how I started, or is it Lamy? Either way, that's what I started with because I started my fountain pen journey before I knew about amazing inks. I started with one ink, which was Sketch Ink by Rober and Klinger, and that was the like greenish black. And I started with one pen, and it was a Lamy that I broke, and I didn't know you could fix things, like fix the nib. I didn't know you could replace that stuff, so I ended up throwing the whole pen. But I had the hot pink one, and then I got an all-star, and I didn't know there were better pens than Lamy. I thought they were like the coup de grace pen. I didn't know anything about fountain pens when I got them, and I had that one for a long time. I think 7 or 8 months, and I was just fine with the one because I was only using it for line art in my artwork when I was painting. But when I discovered the whole world of fountain pens, my goodness, it opened up so much. And so the TWSBI was kind of like my stepping stone from the Lamy, and I was like, why did I ever buy Lamys? So I went nuts buying like all the TWSBIs because I was like, oh, then there was this ink, and I had to have like 50 pens inked. And so I'm trying to, like, literally, I counted at one point, I had 56 pens inked, and I didn't realize it. And mind you, a lot of them were like the Jinhao cheap 82 ones because a lot of them were from InkVent 2023, and I never cleaned them out. But still, it was ridiculous. I am finally down to, I think, 24 pens inked, and that's in those 2 cases I showed you. But yeah, it was a little nuts. So then my second pen, and this one was no contest. Like, this was going to be in one of my top spaces, and that is the Benu Euphoria. I have both Benu Talisman, Benu Euphoria, and now I have a Daily Mate. I did have a video where I opened my Daily Mate and I kind of talked about like it. I do have an update on that. I actually don't like it, and I want to do like a follow-up to my review, but there's just things I don't like about it. And when it is only $30-$40 less than this, I would go with the regular Euphoria or a Talisman because I just like them better, and I will explain that in another video. But this one is my Hot Toddy pen, and it is always, always, always inked. It is a medium nib, and I didn't like my broad Benus, and then I went and got a fine, and I really liked it, and then now I have the medium, and I now have 2 medium nibs for my Benus, and I have 5 Benus that I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna get rid of my Daily Mate, but 2 of them have a medium nib, and the rest of them now have fine nibs. And I had a couple broads, but I don't use them, so I think I'm gonna let those nibs go as well at some point this year. But this one is, I can't explain it, but it has been refilled so many times. I had a different Euphoria before I had this one, but this one, I don't know what it is. I'm not usually a yellow person. It does remind me so much of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, which is one of my favorite characters. And I think that's the thing that gets me. And it's just sparkly. It's beautiful. Like, there are just so many like facets to it, and I love it, especially this one. And so the Hot Toddy is like my favorite Benu I have. I have a few of them. And then I like my Bubblegum Riz, I think, next. But this one, it's just it's right for me. I have really fat hands, and this feels right. I don't like it posted, so I don't post it. But it has had so many different inks in it because I use it so much. It gets inked like once a week. But I have been, I think, since the beginning, had it inked with some sort of brownish gold or something that looks the same. And right now I have it with Ferris Wheel Press, Queen and Castle. And oh my gosh, I love it. I just love this ink. I didn't expect to love this ink as much as I do. And yeah, so I was lucky to find a bottle at Muse Pens online, and this is definitely a medium nib, I think, is my favorite. And I go back and forth, fine and medium. I'm not a big fan of the broad. I think if I found the right ink, maybe, but I don't know. Like, my TWSBI broads are fantastic, and I don't know what it is about my Benu broads that I don't like as much, but that's okay. Now, let's get to the top pen, the Coup de Grace, my favorite pen that I really hope they release some sort of like KOFI version, and that is the TWSBI Diamond 580s. I don't have as many Diamond 580s as I do the Ecos, but I am always reaching for my 580s. Had I found 580s before my Ecos, I would have never probably gotten Ecos. Yes, they are a little bit more expensive. However, this one is the transparent one. It's the same price as this one. So like if you really are like looking for hardware that's like really good, I would go 580 over a fancy one. I like the 580 transparent over this. I would choose this any day. And I really want them. They released the Caribbean color, and I do have it. I have it literally right here, but they released this Caribbean color, and it's one that I had inked. I don't have it's got Clearwater Rain from Rower and Klingner in it right now, which really works really well. Like, it looks so pretty in it. But I am at the last like drops, and I'm going to clean this out, and I'm going to let this one rest just for a little bit. But this is the ALR that this part right here has like ridges in it, and I think of the two, I prefer the non-ridged, and this one also has a coated nib, so I'm hoping that they come out with them. I have as well Always Inked, and these are my two favorite ones. My Rose Gold Smoke. Why didn't I grab my Rose Gold Smoke? I think it's because this one's a broad nib. I think actually I'm gonna put this one away and do this one, because this one is my favorite, and I want the one that is this one is my favorite. Yeah, this one is my favorite. This one is my favorite. They're all my favorites. Like literally, I could, if I only could have one pen, like if I sat back and I could only have one pen, it would be this one. It would be, I would have to get rid of the rest of my collection and I would keep this. I love how beautiful this is. I love the smoke. Smoke is my favorite. I actually have 2 smoke rose gold ecos, and I will have 2 smoke rose gold diamonds because I just love it. But I really am hoping that they come out with like a colorway like this year for the Diamond 580s. And now I don't know what, if anything, is different on the nibs. They do feel like they're a little bit smoother than the regular TWSBI nibs. They do have the same feed units, but this here is all so wonderful. Like this right here just twists off and it's so easy. And then you can take this little piece off. That's that part. And then this is the nib, and you can swap nibs like it's nothing. And then this piece, this little metal piece, can come off and you can put it on the TWSBI Diamond Minis. So I have quite a few of the silver nibs. Like, unfortunately, you can't buy the rose gold. I wish you could. TWSBI, if you hear me, oh, I just got ink all over myself. Go me. Yay. That's Tasha Ume Murasaki all over my hand, which is fine. Whatever. Ink, ink, ink. But, yeah, so like the silver ones, you can switch more often, which is why I love them so much. And that's why I don't have as many diamonds as I do ecos, because I know I can swap nibs. And I love my iris one too. Oh man, I just love these. This is my favorite pen. Like when I thought about it, it was between my Euphoria and my diamond. And the more and more I thought about it, I was like, no, you love your diamond 580s. When you finally went and got your diamond 580, you ended up having to get one in each size. Like this is me talking to myself. You have to get one in each size, and this is what you reach for. You like I have, obviously you can see, I have at least 4 or 5 of them always inked. I actually have 6 inked right now. Like my, do I have 6 or just 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5. So these 2 are inked. This is my mini stub, and I'm also cleaning it out because I just want to have less pens. So I like those. That's my, like, I have to clean this. But the TWSBI Diamond, like, I don't care what diamond it is. The Diamond Mini are great too. They have less ink capacity, which is nice sometimes because I just never have that time. But this one is actually a broad nib, and the way that TWSBI broads write is fantastic. I will say that anytime I'm in forums, anytime I'm anywhere, people are like, TWSBI's handle shimmer ink so well. I have so much shimmer ink, and I can tell you that I have so many TWSBIs, and no, they don't always handle shimmer well. It drives me crazy, and maybe some people have had luck, but it drives me crazy that that's the #1 pen that people recommend when they're talking about shimmer ink, when Benu is what I have had the best luck. Benu medium nib is what I have had the best luck with shimmer. And I will say, like, this one has shimmer in it right now. This is Ferris Wheels Press's newest ink, Moonbeam Meadows. And I did, this is a medium nib, so this is my medium. But I did do a unboxing or like a swatching with these. And this is TWSBI 580 with my medium nib. And this is probably my #1, the Diamond 580 with a medium. And I do have 6. I do have 6 of these inked right now because I have one inked with Jane Eyre pretty much every time. So, and that's a medium as well. So I think I have 3 mediums inked, and then 1 broad, a stub, and a fine. So I do have all sorts, but this ink is really pretty. And so right after I did my swatching of this, I went and I put this in this pen, because this ink, surprisingly for Ferris Wheel Press, like, this is the wettest, most well-behaved shimmer ink they've had. So I feel like they're coming up like now their formulas are so much better. I don't know, but the shimmer is so pretty too because it goes from like green and pink, green to pink. I don't know if you can see it. Like if you can see it on there, I'm not sure. But yeah, so those are my top pens. Like this is it. If I could only have 5 pens, these would be the 5. I think maybe this one would probably be the pink one. Although I really like this green, which is really weird. Like these are the ones that I love. However, I think if I were going to pick a Kakuno, maybe it would be the clear blue. But I do like the new line of the Mataromi Dreams ones. And so yeah, it's hard to say. It's going to be interesting to see. I want to do this video and then I want to do one in 2026 to see like which ones were my top 5 in 2025. And this is totally dry now. And I want people to see that shimmer on both these. Like, oh man, this one is just, it is like twinkly like diamonds. This Moonbeam Meadows, I will be surprised if in 6 months it's not one of my like most used top inks because I just want to write with it all the time. Same with the like Serpentine Blooms one. I do have that one in a TWSBI as well because they are well behaved. But this one's a stub and this one's Eco Rose Gold. But yeah. I finally got this stub working. This stub has never worked for me. This is a TWSBI Eco stub. And I don't know why I'm still talking, but hey, awesome. TWSBI Eco stub. And so this one as well, like it is really like hot pink and then it dries to this like beautiful purpley pink. These are their 2 new inks that Ferris Wheel Press just came out with. I'm obsessed with them. Like, honestly, I did fill this and already I filled this one all the way and yeah, so. Also, stubs just do take up more ink, but they have the same color glitter shimmer in it. And it's this one way it looks purple, like this really deep purpley pink, and the other way it looks this greenish bluish. Anyway, that will be on more. I do have an ink roundup because I've switched a lot of inks already this month because I have a problem with keeping inks in my pens because I get bored real fast. But I say I get bored really fast, but these are it. This is it. Like I literally am obsessed with these pens and I'm constantly watching. Like I literally have been staring down TWSBI's Instagram to see when they're going to release another color. I need to just chill. Okay. Cause it's going to come, but it seems like they released an Eco every month last year or close to, or every other month. So I'm like, come on, it's almost mid-January. You haven't released one in a while. Come on, TWSBI. Why are you resting on your laurels? Please, please, please. And Benu just announced a Pixie, which is a little tiny pen, like a sport pen, a pocket pen. And the colors are Chef's Kiss. And I'm like, oh, how many am I going to pre-order? Except that I'm really disappointed with the Daily Mate. So I'm going to have to talk about that. Yeah, it's going to be a tough talk. So yeah, but that is it. That is it. So these are the pens. If you made it this far, put a moon emoji with your comment. And if you want to, on top of that, you can just do the moon. Otherwise, I would say let me know if any of these are like surprising to you because of your opinion on them, or if this stands true to you, or if there's a pen that now you want to try because I've mentioned it. And it's really interesting to me because like these 2 are really cheap, or these 3 like are really low cost pens. Like once you get into the Benu Euphoria and like TWSBI, even the Diamond 580s are, I think, pretty affordable. Like you can get a Diamond 580 for $50. So not all of them obviously, because these ones are $85, but I just think they're so beautiful, like so beautiful. The iris one too, but I don't like the VAX 700 or whatever, the TWSBI VAC. I don't like. I have one, and it's gonna go bye-bye. I'm actually starting to look at like what pens I'm getting rid of. So yeah, that is it. So let me know what your favorites are for 2024, or what your absolute, like, what you can't live without pen. If I had one that I couldn't live without, it's this guy. Yeah. It's just so weird. Like, I finally made the decision. It is my TWSBI 580s, because it's what I like. My TWSBI diamonds are what I reach for the absolute most. And so it'll be interesting to see if that holds true now that I have a couple higher end pens. But yeah, so like this video, it helps me grow, helps you with your feed to get more videos that you like. Subscribe if you want more content. I do have more videos planned with ink and art. I still need to film my whole sketchbook tour that has a lot of ink work in it, so I'm really excited. I use my regular fountain pens with my fountain pen ink in my sketchbook. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's really accessible for people, so I'm really loosening up. But yeah, it was nice to chat with you. Have a great day, and talk to you later. Bye.